Great, thank you. Welcome, everybody. As mentioned, I'm Nicole Hayes, the Director of the Innovation Hub at FCC. So at FCC, we spend a lot of time talking about the future of agriculture. And this includes new technologies and really helping producers make better decisions, improve productivity, and stay competitive in a fast-changing industry. And one of the biggest shifts that we're seeing today is the rise of artificial intelligence. AI is shaping many industries, and agriculture is no exception to this. So today, as mentioned, I want to introduce you to Root, FCC's AI tool. We designed this specifically for Canadian agriculture with the goal of helping producers access knowledge, insights, and support faster decision-making. But before I talk about Root, let me tell you a little bit more about FCC and the role that we play in Canadian agriculture. So you may be familiar with FCC's support of the ag industry, which is our core business. But we also support the entire ecosystem around agriculture. So this is everything before and after the farm gate. FCC was founded in 1959 and is a Crown corporation, meaning that we receive direction from the Canadian government on the best ways to support the growth and prosperity of the Canadian ag and agri-food industry. We're not a typical financial institution. We are 100% invested in Canadian agriculture. We serve more than 100,000 customers across more than 100 offices throughout all of Canada. And so while lending is our core business, FCC frequently pivots to change the ever-growing needs of the Canadian industry. We offer knowledge, capital, and services to help the industry succeed. Our access to capital allows producers to adopt innovative practices to help them expand their businesses, lower production costs, and develop new products. We also offer business advisory services, learning events, business management courses and tools to help plan and mitigate risk. So before we jump in and talk more about Root, I just want to share a little bit more about artificial intelligence in general. So artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that can perform tasks requiring human-like cognitive functions. So in other words, it's technology that can take a lot of information really quickly and help make better decisions. And when we look specifically at generative AI, here we're referring to the technology that's able to create things like writing, images, and videos, all by learning from numerous examples. So this is making something brand new from what we have learned, rather than simply copying existing work. And so it may surprise some of us here today, but we do know that according to Stats Canada, it is estimated that nearly 50% of farms are using some form of AI within their business today. AI offers efficiency, accuracy, can help increase productivity, and improve decision-making. We have AI predictive models that allow us to help forecast yields, determine disease outbreaks, weather-based activities, and this leads to more stable operations, better financial planning, and reduced uncertainty. With higher efficiency, reduced waste, and stronger yields, AI is able to help strengthen the farm by improving margins, product consistency, and supply markets more reliably. We also see the integration of AI helping ag professionals in many organizations, allowing them to get out of the office and focus on building human connection. So at FCC, we recently conducted a survey with over 1,900 producers from all across Canada, and we found that 3 in 10 of those producers say that they're comfortable using some form of AI to help make decisions or provide advice to their farms. We had an equal amount of producers who said they weren't sure about their level of comfort, but we have a relatively large bucket of users who say they are open to using AI if it provides some level of value to them. So not surprisingly, I do want to acknowledge that through the research we did find a few important differences in comfort levels across various demographics. So we know that producers who are younger, those who have higher revenues, and those who are involved in agribusiness and agri-food operations tend to be more comfortable using AI in their business. So AI exists in many places, and when it's used properly, it can help us serve many problems. This could be an AI-powered drone that is being used to detect the early signs of disease or pests so that we can develop a proactive treatment plan. This could be AI sensors or cameras that are being used to monitor cattle behavior and health so that we can detect early disease so that we can intervene sooner. We also see greenhouses that are using AI so that we can optimize the lighting, the irrigation, harvesting time, and our energy use. And additionally, as we know and we can see as we walk around the grounds here, much of the farm equipment we see today has AI embedded within it, whether that's to help with spraying, seeding, or harvest. And while we do see AI embedded throughout many facets of agriculture, this doesn't come without its challenges. The data quality remains a major barrier. We know that the AI outputs are only as strong as the information we put into it. We also know that using new technology and adopting new technology can be difficult for some. And so my words of encouragement would be to start small and get comfortable. We also know that it takes time to implement new technologies or find new ways of doing things, and time is a scarce resource for many. But at the end of the day, no matter how you're using AI, it still requires that human connection. AI should be used to augment what you are already doing rather than replace the value that human connection and thought can bring to a decision. So from all the research that we've done at FCC and all the conversations we've had with producers, we know that the adoption and integration of AI can be scary. So we wanted to find a way to make it easier and more accessible for producers to take advantage of this technology. So with that, I would like to introduce you to Root. This is FCC's first foundational AI experience that we have developed. Root is a free AI tool that was developed by FCC to give producers real-time answers to everyday questions. It can help with things like business decisions, equipment issues, and operational questions, all right from your phone. Over time, our goal is to evolve Root so that it can become a more advanced digital tool for producers. Root is designed to close critical information gaps and give producers fast, reliable support anytime, anywhere. Root is accessible to everyone. We are aiming to give producers a smart and fast way to get advice they need, no matter where they are. We want to fill that gap that we see in Canada's extension services by delivering accessible, expert-backed guidance to producers without requiring complex data inputs. With Root, we've been able to bring together decades of research, field experience, and proven farm practices, and translate that into practical advice that a producer can use right away. We've been able to simplify the decision-making process and increase confidence on the farm by helping improve productivity and reduce trial and error. With Root, we are able to give Canadian producers the confidence to try new practices with less risk right from the palm of their hands. This is part of FCC's broader commitment to help producers adapt in this ever-changing industry. And Root is more than a technology solution. This is part of a broader push to provide producers with trusted and timely insights to help make informed decisions. Root is built on a privacy-first principle, so this means FCC will never retain any personal information and nothing is stored beyond the session. Root is free, bilingual, there's no sign-up or login required. We know that producers already work with many trusted advisors across the country, whether this is agronomists or feed specialists. And Root is really designed to help complement those services, not replace them. And at the same time, we know that the complexity of running a farm has increased substantially. So these tools, like Root, can be available to help provide quick access to reliable information when you need it. Additionally, Root has recently been expanded to allow users, to provide users with support when it comes to grants. We know from much of the customer research that we've done that producers are looking for additional support when it comes to applying for grants. So producers tell us that they don't know which grants are available to them, what the requirements are for the application, or the windows in which those grants are open. We also know that in some cases, the process of applying for a grant can be quite time-consuming or cumbersome. So as you can see here on the screen, Root is able to ask a few simple questions and help a producer determine if they are eligible for a specific grant. Now that we've built this grant eligibility functionality within Root, we are looking to expand Root so it can take it one step further and really help the user go through the entire application process. So as you can see, Root is able to ask a few simple questions, provide the producer with a list of grants that they may be eligible for, and then guide that producer through the process of applying for that grant. This functionality in terms of the application experience is expected to be available within the next 3 months. Root will take the user, walk them through all the questions that are required for that grant application, and even walk them through more complex questions that they may be asked to complete, such as writing a business plan. It will then take all of the information provided through this process and put it into a form for easy submission so that the producer can simply apply for the grant with all the information that they have provided. So if you haven't already looked Root up as I've been talking, I'd encourage you to take out your phone, scan the QR code, and give it a shot for yourself. So as you explore with Root and based on what we've talked about here today, you can see that this is just one example of how artificial intelligence is beginning to shape the future of Canadian agriculture. At FCC, our goal is to make sure that producers have a practical tool and trusted insights to help navigate this increasing complex industry that we're in. Root is still evolving, but we're excited about the possibilities ahead and look to expand the capabilities and ways that we can support Canadian agriculture. So with that, I will bring up my friend here and we will open it up for questions.
Very good. Thank you so much, Nicole. What about a round of applause for Nicole? Yes, and we're happy to open up the floor to questions. We'll have some mics available, so just give me a wave if you have any questions that you'd like to ask Nicole. Yes, please go ahead. Do we have a microphone right behind? Oh, Jennifer's bringing it for you.
Okay, it's on. I was wondering, where is the data stored? Because you guys are saying that it's like privacy safe. So where is the data stored? And then also, if it's not stored beyond the session, how is Root learning from the inputs if it's not stored beyond the session?
So to answer your first question in terms of where it's stored, so the information would be stored temporarily within FCC's servers today, and that would be stored as part of, or captured as part of the session that happens. But once the session is over, that information is removed from our servers and we no longer have access to that. And then in terms of how can that learn, I think it's broader in terms of what we would call large language models that are used as foundational capabilities within tools like Root. So as more information gets entered into that, more questions are asked of the tool, it does become that learned behavior to be able to respond. But again, that information isn't captured and stored forever. It is a moment in time where it's provided in. The tool is built so that it can learn really quickly and then use that to inform future questions that are asked.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? We'll give you a few more minutes because I have a couple of questions myself, Nicole. I'm wondering how long the program has been out and what has the uptake been like so far?
Yeah, so we officially launched Root back in July of 2025, and that was an announcement that was made as part of Stampede and announced one of the partnerships that we have in terms of building out this tool. So we did announce the tool in July. We haven't really had any formal promotion or marketing around the tool itself. And even with that, we've already to date had over 11,000 conversations with Root. So we have a very active user base. The other cool stat that we like to talk about is just how long people are engaging with our tool. So the average session to date is almost 17 minutes. And so if you think of other tools that people are using, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, where we're used to consuming information in really short, bit-sized pieces, we're able to engage people in a much longer conversation with our tool. So that's something that we're really proud of.
Very good. Anybody have any questions? Okay, well, we have the QR code available. Is there anywhere else, once they walk away from here and they don't have that QR code, how do they get back to find that?
You bet. So you can find the tool on FCC's website. So if you go to www.fcc.ca/root, you will see the tool available there as well.
Very good. Well, let's have another round of applause for Nicole, and you can find her at the FCC booth at the show. Thanks, Nicole.